You are listening to the Stop Binge Eating podcast with Kirsten Sarfty, episode number 151. Welcome to the Stop Binge Eating podcast. It's time for you to end your food obsession and begin feeling confident and in control around food. You are absolutely capable of eliminating binge eating from your life, and I'm going to show you how by giving you simple tools and insights that you can apply in your own life. I'm your host, Kirsten Sarfty. Now let's get to it. Hello. Before we get started, I want to let you know that registration for the next Stop Binge Eating group program is open. If you are still binge eating and your eating habits are not what you want them to be, then now is your time. Binge eating doesn't have to be a part of your life, and you can feel free around food, feel in control, and trust yourself. Not only will you and I work together on this, but you'll be part of a community of other people who are doing the same work as you, so you don't have to feel so alone. And when more people are involved, more ideas are shared. Every now and then, I have a group member that uses a new analogy or talks about the tools in a different way than I do, and it clicks for someone else. So we all get to work as a team, lift each other up and support each other. And the most important part, this is not just support. You find strategies, solutions, and make long-lasting mindset shifts that will change your relationship with food. I have a group that started in January, and they're in their final month right now as I'm recording this. And I am absolutely loving the transformations they are sharing. And maybe you'll hear from some of them on future podcasts. They are feeling good about themselves. They are taking ownership over what they eat and don't eat. They're respecting their bodies, accepting their bodies, feeling urges and emotions without eating, and not making a big deal out of making eating mistakes. It's so amazing to see. So you can get all the details and register yourself for the next group program at coachker.com/group. And if you have any questions beyond what's addressed there, you can email your questions to info@coachker.com, COACHKIR.com. All right, now on to today's topic. Resisting versus allowing urges. One of the most critical parts of stopping binge eating is being able to feel your urges all the way through. You feel an urge, it's uncomfortable, and you experience that discomfort until it eventually passes without eating. And on the other side of that urge is pride, accomplishment, and building confidence. Feeling the urge until it's gone results in not binging. It's a simple concept, but you might be making some mistakes as you're attempting to do it. And one of the most common mistakes I see is that people resist their urge instead of allowing it. Now, you may think that those are the same thing, and you're not alone if you do. Even after I teach my group members in depth the steps for allowing urges, sometimes they still talk about trying to resist it, and I make sure to correct them. Resisting and allowing are not the same thing. And in this episode, I'm going to help you identify what you might be doing that's not helping you get through your urge and what you can do differently. So let's first talk about what resisting looks like. The idea of resisting urges gets tossed around a lot, and it sounds useful. But when you look at what it really is, you'll see that it's not the most useful tactic. So to start, let's look at the definition of resist. So here's a couple that showed up when I looked. Try to prevent by action or argument, struggle or fight back when pressured or attacked. Argument, struggle, fight back. That's what you're doing when you're resisting. Your urge shows up and you get angry, irritated, frustrated, or impatient. You may notice yourself thinking thoughts like, why is this here? Go away. Or I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat. Or how long is this going to last? Those are resistance thoughts. Your urge is there, you're feeling it, and you want to push it away. You want it gone, and you're taking a mentally aggressive approach. It might be highly aggressive, or it may just be subtly aggressive. But either way, you want that urge gone now. What happens when you respond this way is that you pile on more discomfort on top of the urge. You're feeling the urge, and you're feeling irritated on top of it. You were originally just feeling the urge, and now you've added negative emotion to it. So now you've compounded your discomfort. There's more of it for you to deal with. And as you're doing that, let's not forget that resisting is fighting and struggling. Those are exhausting, and you can only do them for so long. You're using willpower. How I describe willpower is when you're thinking about doing something, you're feeling the drive to do it, and you're trying really, really hard to not do it. So you're thinking about binge eating, you're feeling driven to binge eat, but you're trying really, really hard to not do it, and you find yourself thinking, I'm not going to do it, over and over. And it's so tiring to keep arguing with yourself about what you're going to do or not going to do. That's what resisting looks like. And because you end up creating more discomfort with the arguing and the willpower, most of the time it results in you just giving in. You get tired of it. You don't see any end to it because it's staying the same, or the intensity of discomfort is growing. So you get out. You eat to make it all go away. It may not happen right away. You may give in after 30 minutes, an hour, or days of resistance. But that's how resistance usually goes. And that's why I recommend allowing. So as I did with resisting, let's first start with the definition. So here's what I found. Give someone permission to do something. Give the necessary time or opportunity for. When it comes to your urges, you're giving your urge permission to be there and to exist. You're not trying to will it away. You're not trying to force it out. You're letting it exist in your body. The discomfort is there, and you're going to allow the discomfort to be there as long as it is, which is the second sentence of the definition that I shared. You allow the urge to be there for a period of time. Now, you may want to know how long that period of time is. How long will it last? But I don't have the answer for you because there is no answer. It will last for as long as it lasts. But what I can tell you is that if you're truly allowing it and letting it be there, it will last for a shorter amount of time than if you were resisting it. This is because you're not adding to the discomfort with your resistance thoughts. You're being calm with the urge and allowing it to subside. You're not thinking go away. You're thinking it's okay that you're here. And that's the basic difference. It's fighting versus accepting. It's there, and trying to make it go away probably won't make it go away, but allowing it to run its course will. So I have a friend who I sometimes disagree with on certain topics. And in recent years, it seems that it happens more often, and we get into heated discussions that leave me with a bad taste in my mouth, and I don't like it. I want to be friends with them, and I don't want these disagreements to get in the way of that. So I decided to try a new approach and see what happens. So the last 2 times I hung out with them, once I noticed that we were moving into argument territory, I stopped fighting. I realized that fighting back and arguing my point of view wasn't getting us anywhere except causing me to feel upset. I would argue my point, they would argue theirs, and it would just build and build. So I decided to not participate in the building and instead just allow them to say what they wanted to say. And I let them speak. I allowed them to speak. And you know what happened? They eventually stopped speaking because I wasn't responding. And the argument stopped because they stopped trying to convince me to believe what they believed. Your urges are that friend. They want to convince you to binge. And when you argue back, the urge is going to get more heated. And then you're going to get more heated. And then it's on fire. So you put out the fire with food. But if your urge says what it wants to say and creates the discomfort it creates, and you just allow it to, then it will eventually calm down. It's okay that my friend has opinions. It's okay that I don't agree with my friend. I can allow them to talk until they're done talking. It's okay that your urge wants you to binge. It's okay that you don't want to. You can allow it to be uncomfortable until it's done being there. That's allowing. It's being okay with discomfort for a period of time, however long it is. It's letting it happen, knowing that it will pass, it will end, because it will. You're not going to have a chronic urge nonstop forever. It's choosing calmness in the midst of discomfort rather than anger, irritation, frustration, or impatience that will add to the discomfort. So you'll know if you're allowing or resisting based on how you feel while you're in the urge discomfort. That will be the main indicator. So if you feel one of those negative emotions I listed or something else that's more discomfort, look into what you're thinking about that urge or about eating. Notice if it's combative or unwillingness. And if it is, a shift needs to be made into accepting that urge. It's okay that it's there. Discomfort is okay. You will survive and get through it, and it won't last forever. But you will experience it for as long as it's there, knowing that true comfort will be on the other side of it, not in eating food. So no more resisting urges. Allow them. No more fighting. Be accepting and give it permission to be there. That doesn't mean it will stay forever. It won't. Just like my friend isn't going to talk forever. They won't. They will stop eventually. But while it's there, it will be easier for you to let it be than to push it. Now, making that shift from a resistance mindset into an allowing one is not always easy, and you may have resistance about allowing. If you do, I highly recommend you join me in the next Stop Binge Eating group coaching program, where I will help you move past the resistance and become more comfortable allowing discomfort in your life. A big part of why you're binging is because it's your way of avoiding discomfort. So learning how to be with discomfort will result in you not needing to binge. You'll feel your urges instead. So go to coachker.com/group to get all the info and to register. And I'm so excited to meet you and to work with you. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Stop Binge Eating podcast. If you like what you heard today and you want more, go to coachker.com/free. That's COACHKIR.com/free to get some awesome free stuff to help you stop binge eating.